Hello beauties, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Keisha and you're welcome. So before we get into this video, make sure that you subscribe, hit the notification button down below, and also share and like this video with your friends and family. So without further ado, let's get into this beautiful fall makeup look. Today I created another beautiful one. Is a cut crease. So if you're new into cut crease, this makeup tutorial is for you because I'm showing you step by step, easy and simple step by step on how to create a beautiful cut crease makeup look. Eyebrows, I still use the same technique, nothing has changed. I'm still using the duo lash glue, I'm still using the Misslyn brow pencil. These are my favorite, my everyday go, and I don't know, maybe later, but I think for now I'm so happy with this. So this is what I use for my eyebrows. Fill them in, and also when I finish to fill them in, you will see how I use a concealer to go and highlight under her brow bone and also highlight her eyelid. This technique is the same, still the same, and until I'll update for anything, I will just let you know. But for the moment, this is what is working for me, and this is how I think is easiest way for me to do the eyebrows. So now when you are trying to conceal under the brow bone, you always go at least a shade, 2 shades or 3 shades lighter, depending on how you want to see your eyeshadows popping. For me, with this for me today, I used at least 3 shades lighter because I was going to use some shades which were very they're not really dark, but at least they're dark, and I wanted them to pop. So I used at least 3 shades, and then I did that under the brow bone and also on the eyelid, and I blended everything together. And this step, don't skip. Try to blend to smoothen out on the eyelid so that you don't have what do I put here, so that you don't have those fine lines. I call them wrinkles sometimes. I don't know how I should call this, but if you want to avoid that cracky look on your eyelid, then you need to be blending as fast as you can, and then apply also a setting powder. That way this place will stay matte and also will not crack. Here I'm using the ColourPop palette, and this is the smooth palette. It's so beautiful, and I'm taking this shade here. Is a kind of an orange brownish shade. So I'm going to take this shade and use it onto a crease and blend it very well and very smoothly, and then I'm going to pop up another shade on top of the first shade and blend it very well. So the shade that I'm going to use on the next that will be on top of this orange shade is this shade right here. I cannot show it on the palette, maybe I forgot some few things when I was recording, so I'm going to put it just beside here, and also I'm going to put the description in the description box, all the shades that I use, so that you can follow along if you want to create the same look. I was talking about. So I did show it. I didn't know. I didn't. Yeah. Okay. So this is the shade that I was talking about. So you pack this shade on top of the first shade and make sure you blend. In this video, today's video, I was concentrating much on blending so that you can see how important it is when it comes to makeup and blending. So make sure that you blend your eyeshadows or you blend your foundation. This is so necessary. Unblended makeup look really unprofessional. So here you'll be seeing me blending a lot today. Use this L'Oreal concealer. I think it's their lightest shade. If not, then I'm going to put the information or the name of this concealer exactly in the description box down below, so you can check there and you'll get this the name of this shade. So while you're cutting your crease, you want to make sure that you check your time. You don't want to rush because you want your crease to be really nice, neat and clean. So you take your time slowly by slowly and start lower because you never know if you're gonna make mistake. So start always lower when you are cutting your crease, and if you want to increase it high depending on your client or depending on the space of the between the eyelid and the brow, then you can always go higher, but I always recommend you start lower. Now that I'm happy with my crease, I'm going to take the same shade, the second shade that I used on the crease, and then I'm going to use this on the outer corners, blend very well. I'm going to take enough product because I need this product to be very intense so that it will be showing, because I don't know, it make the whole look so defined and so beautiful. In here I lost the footage. I know, it's really sad, yeah, and painful as well. So I'll try to explain what I did. So I did put a lighter shade on the inner corners, and then I came back with this beautiful shade, which is the first shade that I used on the crease. This is so beautiful. Then I put this on the middle part, and on top of that I added this nice beautiful shade with the glittery, and then I applied on the middle and blended together. So that's what exactly I did. So this step is very important. If you want to have that flawless makeup look, if you want to have that flawless skin while you're wearing a makeup, you don't want to skip moisturizing your skin, you don't want to skip also a primer. These things are not to be skipped if you really want your skin to look flawless. So what I did, I used a moisturizer, and then on top of that I used a primer. All of the product that I use on my model skin, I'm going to put them below, so make sure you also check them on the description so that you can get what kind of products I normally use. And also depending with my client's skin type, I use different primers, or I use different moisturizers. My favorite foundation, this is from Maybelline. Yes, you heard me right, from Maybelline. So how I use this foundation, I first spray my brush with a setting spray, and then apply the foundation, and then buff with a foundation brush. This way I find it my foundation process to be very easy, and also to be flawless. And I love using this method like all the time. Or you can also use a beauty blender. I sometimes do use beauty blender to buff in my foundations. Is my favorite time, and this is contouring and highlighting. So I'm using a concealer from Born This Way. This is butterscotch, and also I'm going to use a contour cream from ELF. I think I can't remember the name, the number, or the shade that I use for the contour, but I'm going also to put the information down below, so make sure you check that if you really wanna know. The concealer and the contour cream, I normally use a concealer brush first, and then after that I'm going to use a damp beauty blender and just try to be very fine, just slightly. I'm not going very slightly, and blend everything together. Make sure that your the beauty blender or the sponge that you're using is clean. I used this setting powder under her eyes, on her forehead, nose bridge, and also her chin. And I did not bake. I was just going to buff into these places so that it will be setting and not to crease afterwards. So I did not take my time to bake. I didn't see if it was necessary, but it depends on a client's skin type. So for her skin it was okay, and it was looking very, very beautiful without baking. So sometimes I do bake, sometimes I do not, honestly. Morphe 8D, kudos, it's beautiful. So I'm going to use the bronzer in this palette, and also I'm going to use the blush in this palette. This is most amazing palette that I use almost every day, and this palette 8D I use mostly for my medium to deep skin tones, and it works just perfectly. And I cannot recommend this palette enough. It's just beautiful. Here you can see me using the same brush that I used to bronze her face. I'm using the same brush, and I'm taking the blush from this palette and just apply on her cheekbones, and I'm applying blush very slightly. I'm not heavy-handed when it comes to blushes, because I want it to be smooth and also, you know, flawless like a gradient, and is not like to have some harsh lines. So just be patient, and also try to be light-handed when it comes to blushes, because this palette is really pigmented. So if you just go hard, you're gonna mess everything up. Here I'm using my favorite powder from Lancome, and I'm using this finishing powder to dust out all the powder that maybe have left or fall out while applying eyeshadows or a setting powder. So I'm going all over the face and try to smoothen everything out with this beautiful powder that is from Lancome. Is one of my favorite. I also use this powder almost every day. So if you wanna know which shade I was using, which number I was using, I'll put this in the description box down below. So make sure that you check, please. I'm repeating this like many times so that you check there, because you're going to find more information there. See, we are almost there. So what I did, I just used a black eyeliner and also used the shade that is on the outer corner on her eyelid, and use this to blend down under her eye. So I used that shade, blended everything out, applied the black liner, and the eyes were completely beautiful. Dusting any fallout, anything, just try to blend everything together. And then I use this highlighter from Milani Cosmetics, and I use really just a little bit because I didn't want to have any kind of harshness. I wanted this look to be very smooth, very flawless, and very clean. So you see that I did not use a lot of highlighter, but still the look was popping. Right, for the lips part, I did not use any lipstick today. I just use a lip pencil, outline her lips, and then pop a lip gloss. And she wanted something really natural, so I just gave her what she wanted. And I thought that the lip liner did not really show enough, so I went back with the Color Pop lip pencil. I think this is the BFF number 4 or number 3, I'm not sure. So I went back and outlined her lips, and then they came out beautiful. So my loves, we've come to the end of this video, and as you can see, it came out perfect, so flawless as I wished it to be. And as I told you, it was all about blending and also taking your time while doing the makeup. Here you can see me taking some videos, some photos for my Instagram. If you have not followed me on Instagram, please make sure that you follow me. This is my page name. Follow me there, and also share this video, and make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and I see you on my next video. Bye.